Ever feel like you deserve more, but nothing seems to be changing? Like the world should notice your struggle by now, but it just does not? Here is the truth nobody wants to say. Life does not owe you anything. Not a break, not a handout, not even a second chance. Let us get real for a second. You were not promised an easy road just because you are a good person. You are not guaranteed success just because you work hard once in a while. You certainly are not entitled to praise just because you tried. Now, that might sting. But sometimes, the most loving thing someone can tell you is the raw truth. We live in a world where social media has trained people to expect rewards instantly. You post something, you want likes in 5 minutes. You go to the gym once, you want abs by Friday. Read a book. Now you expect to be a CEO, but life is not Instagram. It is more like a gym without mirrors. Nobody is watching, and the results take forever, but they come, inch by inch. If you keep showing up, let me ask you something. When was the last time you did something hard consistently without expecting someone to notice? That is the test. Can you grind without applause? Can you improve without a trophy? Can you grow without validation? Think of life like a mountain. It does not care who you are, how broke you started, or how much you cried last night. It only cares about who climbs. So while others are busy complaining about how unfair the trail is, you need to focus on the next step. Take this example. Imagine 2 people working in the same office. One always complains, "I deserve a raise. I work so hard." The other one just puts their head down and keeps learning, improving, helping, staying late when needed. Guess who gets promoted? The one who earned it, not the one who expected it. We all have stories, we all have pain. But if you let your pain convince you that the world owes you something, you will stay stuck. Instead, use it. Use your pain as fuel. Let it remind you what you were climbing for. Some days, you will feel invisible. That is okay. It means you are not doing it for the likes. You are doing it for the life you want. That silent work. That is what builds you. Here's the funny part. When you finally get to the top, when you start succeeding, people will suddenly act like it was overnight. They will say, "Wow, you are lucky," as if they were there in the dark when nobody clapped for you. As if they stayed up with you at 2 a.m., learning, training, failing. So what do you do when life feels unfair? You get tougher. You stop asking for permission. You stop waiting to be chosen. You get up, you show up, and you earn every single inch. Even plants have to push through dirt to grow. You think your dream is going to hand you a shortcut? Not a chance. And look, this is not about being heartless. It is about being hungry. Because the more you sit around waiting for someone to hand you success, the more time you lose. But if you decide right now that you are done waiting, you will be dangerous, in the best way possible. So if you are tired, if you are frustrated, if you are screaming inside, "Why is nothing working?" Remember this? Life does not owe you progress, but it rewards the person who keeps going anyway. Do not chase what you deserve. Chase what you are willing to earn, inch by inch, day by day. No applause needed. Now, get back out there. The climb is hard, but your future is watching. Make it proud, and when it gets hard, and it will, remind yourself that every inch you earn is proof that you are built for this. Your story will not be remembered for how easy it was, but for how relentless you were. So stop waiting for life to notice you. Start giving it something it cannot ignore. So stop waiting for life to notice you. And here's the catch most people miss. You cannot give life something real if you are busy giving it excuses. Is the trap. The moment you accept that life owes you nothing, the very next temptation shows up. Excuses. Loud, convincing, beautifully crafted excuses that sound like logic, but are just dressed up fear. And that brings us to something even more dangerous than being overlooked. Being distracted by your own reasons for staying stuck. We all have reasons not to try. I am tired. I do not have time. I was not born with talent. I did not get the same opportunities. Now listen, some of those reasons might even be true. You probably are tired. Maybe you are juggling a job, school, kids, stress, and everything in between. And yes, some people did start life 10 steps ahead of you. But here's what separates the doers from the dreamers. The doers feel the same pain, but they show up anyway. Real growth does not happen in the absence of difficulty. It happens through it, in excuses, Excuses are just smart-sounding ways to stay the same. Picture this. Two people go to the gym. One is on the treadmill for 30 minutes, earbuds in, hoodie up, focused, no Instagram story, no announcement. They just work. The other. They take 25 minutes, taking the perfect selfie, adjusting the lighting, uploading with a caption like, "A no pain, no gain, but barely break a sweat." One is making noise. The other one is making progress. Guess which one is getting stronger? This world has gotten too comfortable with appearances. Everyone wants to look like they are grinding. Few actually are. And you can feel it. You can feel when you are lying to yourself, when your reasons are actually just clever ways of avoiding discomfort. You say, "I do not have time," yet you spent 2 hours scrolling through content that made you feel bad about not doing more. You say, "I am not motivated," yet you wait day after day for motivation to fall from the sky like it is Uber Eats. You say, "It is just not the right season." But seasons do not change outcomes. Actions do. Here is a funny truth. The people who are actually working the hardest, they rarely talk about it. Why? Because they are too busy doing it. You do not hear the loudest ones at the top. You hear them at the bottom, explaining why they are not there. And that is the trap. The louder your excuses become, the quieter your results will be. Every second you spend explaining is a second you could spend executing. You know what is more powerful than "I would have"? But silence followed by results that leave people speechless. Here's a simple mindset shift. The next time you hear yourself making an excuse, pause and ask, "What if I did it anyway?" No motivation, do it tired. No time, start small. Feel stuck, move one brick. You do not have to do it all, but you have to do something. Think of it like this. Every excuse you make adds a brick to the wall between you and your goals. The more bricks you lay, the harder it becomes to see the way out. But every action you take, so that is a brick removed, a little more light, a little more space, a little more proof that your excuses were never stronger than your will. And hey, if you catch yourself making excuses, do not beat yourself up. Laugh at it a little. Wow, there I go again, convincing myself that binge watching 6 episodes is somehow self-care. Humor can help you see your patterns, and once you see them, you can beat them. Because at the end of the day, no one is keeping score of what you could have done. No one is handing out trophies for almost started. All that matters is this. Did you do it, or did you talk about doing it? So if you are tired of making noise and seeing no change, it is time to go quiet. Let your actions speak. Let your discipline shout. Let your success whisper, "Told you so." And when the world asks, "Where have you been?" you will smile, because while others were explaining, you were becoming. Now hush the excuses. Go build something that speaks louder than you ever could. Now hush the excuses. Go build something that speaks louder than you ever could. But let us be honest. Most excuses are not born out of laziness. They are born from something much deeper, something most people do not even admit. Pain. It's real, raw, and sometimes buried pain. And this is where it gets personal. Because while it is easy to say work harder, it is a whole different story when you are hurting inside. But if no one has told you this before, let me be the one. Your pain is valid, but it is not your excuse. Pain is real, no debate there. But the truth most people do not want to hear is this. Your pain might explain you, but it cannot define you. You are not broken, you are becoming. If you let that pain lead, it will take you somewhere powerful. But if you hide behind it, it will trap you. Everyone carries something. Some carry heartbreak. Others carry childhood trauma, disappointment, betrayal, rejection, or failure after failure. You might smile in public, but behind closed doors, the weight is there, heavy, constant, unseen. And when people say, "Just work harder," they often forget what it took for you to just get out of bed this morning. So let me be clear. Your pain is valid. You are not weak because you feel. You're human because you do. But here is the line in the sand. Your pain is not your excuse. It is not a permission slip to stop. It is not a reason to quit. It is not your identity. Let me show you what I mean with a real story. There was a guy. Let us call him Kevin. Kevin was raised in a rough neighborhood. No father, mother, working 3 jobs, food stamps, constant eviction notices. Everyone told him, "You will end up in jail or dead." And honestly, statistically, they were probably right. But Kevin did something different. He decided, I am not going to let this pain become my prison. I am going to make it my fuel. Fast forward 5 years, he had a degree, a stable job, and a mentoring program for kids just like him. Same pain, different choice. That choice, it is always there. And no, it is not fair. Some people are handed pain, and others are handed privilege. But this is where your power shows up, not in what happened to you, but in what you decide to do about it. Pain can either become your excuse or your proof. You can say, I cannot do this because of what I have been through. Or you can say, I must do this because of what I have been through. And I know it is hard, especially when no one sees your scars. You show up to work, school, family events, and no one knows you are barely holding it together. And here is the funny things. Some of the most disciplined, hardest working people you will ever meet are not motivated by a perfect life. They are running from something, or fighting through something, or proving to themselves that their pain did not win. You see, pain can make you bitter, or it can make you better. The only difference between those two outcomes is what you choose to believe about yourself when things hurt. Let us keep it real. Most people do not want to hear this. They want sympathy, and sympathy is okay, but it will not save you. Because at some point, the world will stop asking what happened to you. It will start asking, what did you do with it? Here is a simple question to ask yourself every day. Am I using my pain to move forward or to stay stuck? If the answer stings, good. That means you are self-aware. And self-awareness is the beginning of transformation. And hey, if all you did today was not give up, I am proud of you. But let tomorrow be the day you stop using pain as a hiding place and start using it as a launch pad. Try this. Take the most painful thing you have ever been through and turn it into a reason someone else survives. Turn your setback into someone else's survival guide. That way, your pain stops being just a scar, it becomes a signature. And if your brain starts whispering, but it still hurts, answer it with this: yes, but I am still here. And that means I am not finished yet. You are not weak for feeling. You are not soft for struggling. But you will become unstoppable the day you realize. Your pain might have shaped you, but it does not get to silence you. So feel it, acknowledge it, but do not let it stop you. Use it, build with it. When people ask how you made it, tell them the truth. I bled for this. I cried for this. I worked through the pain, and that is why I deserve every inch I gain. Now take that pain and make it pay you back in progress. The hardest moments in life are not when people doubt you, it is when no one even notices you. No applause, no validation, just you, the grind, and the silence. But that is when it counts most, because what you do when no one is watching is who you really are becoming. There is a strange season everyone goes through on the path to anything meaningful. It is not failure. It is not success. It is that in-between season where you are putting in the work, doing all the right things, and still hearing nothing. No recognition, no results, no feedback, just silence. That is where most people quit, because we live in a world that is addicted to visibility. If I post it, I matter. If I am seen, I am valuable. But the truth? The most powerful growth happens where no one is clapping. The gym when it is empty. The office when everyone else has left. The late nights no one will ever thank you for. Think about it. Trees grow in silence. Muscles build in silence. Champions are made in private. The world only sees the highlight reel. But the real transformation is happening in the dark, when it is just you and the decision to keep going. Here's a quick example. Have you ever studied for an exam when you were completely alone? No pressure, no teacher around? That is where the learning happens. But when the test day comes, that is when everyone sees what you were doing behind closed doors. Same with life. Every act of discipline you do when nobody is watching is a deposit in your future. And when the day comes to show up, whether it is your big opportunity, your big interview, your big moment, you will either be ready or not. Let us get brutally honest. If you only work hard when someone is watching, you are not working for greatness. You are working for attention. But if you can grind in the shadows, if you can build in the dark, if you can hold yourself accountable with zero applause, that is power. Because now, your drive is internal. Now no one can take it from you. You become dangerous not because people see you, but because you no longer need them to. And look, it is okay to want support. It is human to want someone to say, "Hey, I see you." But do not let the absence of praise become the absence of progress. That silence you feel, that is your proving ground. That is your training camp. That is the real test. Because when nobody's watching, there are no shortcuts. You cannot cheat your diet when nobody is there except you. You cannot skip the reps, the reading, the writing, the learning, and learning is you are okay lying to yourself. And you are better than that. Here is a fun, slightly painful challenge. Imagine there is a camera following you around, recording everything you do. But the footage will only be played a year from now. Would your future self be proud of how you spent today? Most people live like the spotlight is always on. But the truth is, the spotlight comes after the hard part. And the spotlight will either expose your lack of preparation or reflect your silent work. So let me ask you, what are you doing right now that nobody will thank you for, but your future will? Because greatness is not built on public performance. It is built on private decisions. And the moment you realize that, you will stop needing validation and start becoming undeniable. So if you are in that season right now, grinding in the dark, feeling invisible, do not stop. Because the silence is not punishment, it is preparation. What you build now in this quiet space will become the very thing people admire later. And when they finally see you, when the spotlight finds you, when the world starts clapping, you will smile. Because you already knew, long before anyone noticed, you are becoming something powerful. Keep going. Quiet work counts most. Let me hit you with a hard truth. Nobody is coming to rescue you. Not your friends, not your boss, not even that motivational video you keep saving but never watch. If you want it bad enough, you stop waiting. You get up and you start building, with or without applause, with or without help. Support feels good, right? A text that says, "You got this." A pat on the back. A friend who cheers you on. But what happens when that support disappears? What happens when people stop clapping, when your DMS goes silent, and your family still does not understand what you are doing? That is where most dreams die, not from failure, but from loneliness. You start off excited. You tell your friends about your goals. You expect encouragement. You get silence, or worse, doubt. Suddenly you are second-guessing yourself. Maybe they are right. Maybe this is stupid. And just like that, you pause your progress, waiting for someone to believe in you. But here is the truth that stings you. Do not need everyone to believe in you. You need to believe so loudly that their silence does not even register. Because when you want it bad enough, you stop checking for who is clapping and you start clocking in. Look, everyone wants to be supported. It is natural. But the harsh reality is, not everyone can see your vision. You were given that dream. They were not. So stop expecting people to cheer for something they do not even understand. Let us be real. How many times have you held back because someone you love did not support your idea? How many times have you paused your progress just to wait until they come around? What if they never do? Are you going to put your life on hold for approval? No, you cannot. Think of it like this. If a plane crashes and the oxygen masks fall, they always say put yours on first before helping others. Why? Because if you pass out waiting for someone else, you cannot help anyone. Same goes for your goals. You have to breathe life into it first. Nobody's going to build it for you. Let me give you an example. There's this guy who started a business out of his garage. Everyone told him it would not work. His friends laughed. His family rolled their eyes. Now, his name is Jeff Bezos. Now, I am not saying you are going to be the next billionaire, but I am saying this. He did not wait for support. He built through the doubt, and so can you. Let us make it even simpler. Have you ever told someone I am going to start eating healthy? And they responded with, "You said that last month?" That little comment? That is all it takes to make most people give up. Why? Because we are addicted to being believed in. But you are stronger than that. And if you are not yet, it is time to be. You need to become the type of person who does not fold when nobody is clapping. The kind of person who becomes their own hype team. Because sometimes support will come, but only after you have proven you are serious. Only after they see consistency. Only after you have done it without them. When they finally show up, When they start reposting your wins and saying, "I knew you would make it," you will smile, not out of arrogance, but because you know exactly who was in your corner when the lights were off. You. Let me say this plainly. If you want it bad enough, you cannot afford to keep waiting. Waiting for the right time. Waiting for the money. Waiting for the relationship. Waiting for motivation. It is not coming. You are. And here's the thing. Once you start moving forward without support, something strange happens. You become stronger, hungrier, sharper, and eventually unstoppable. You do not need anyone's permission to begin. You do not need applause to matter. What you need is a reason strong enough to silence every excuse. And if you have that reason, really have it, then stand up, move, build, push, even if they do not clap, even if they do not understand. Because the loudest victories come from the quietest beginnings. And one day they will ask how you did it. And you will smile and say, "I stopped waiting, and I started building." You have heard the truth, and now it is up to you to act on it. Nobody is coming. Nobody owes you support. In your pain, it is real, but it is not your permission to stop. This is not about being motivated for a moment. This is about becoming the kind of person who keeps showing up, even when the applause dies out and the room gets quiet. You want it? Then prove it, not to them, to yourself. Because at the end of the day, the only person who needs to believe in your dream is the one looking back at you in the mirror. So stop waiting, start building, make your silence louder than their doubts.